Thursday. It's the 12th of November, 2K15. And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
Hope you're doing okay today. It's Thursday, all right. We're on our way toward a kind of a nice weekend, a really nice weekend. You know, fall is here. The leaves are all changing. Mm-hmm. Some are falling, but that's okay. That's what happens in the fall.
That's right. I have to, my husband has to remind me when I don't like seeing all the leaves on our walkway and stuff. Mm-hmm. He's like, look around you.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Can't do anything about it. So here you go.
Great time of year.
It is that time of year. We're getting on our way quickly to Thanksgiving. I'll remind you that for Thanksgiving Day and the following day, we will not have a program. We'll have a best of. We'll go if we can. A best of.
Good
if
luck
we can
with
find
that.
anything that happens to be a halfway best of, then we'll play it for you. Okay, it's a stretch. Anyway, we'll find something for you. Anyway, we'll not be here live that day. Those 2 days, rather, Thursday and Friday, the Thanksgiving and the following day. All right? All right. Today is the 12th. Oh, today is Chicken Soup for the Soul Day.
Well, that sounds good to me.
Are you a chicken souper?
Mm-hmm.
So am I.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's actually been proven. It has actually been proven. It's not just an old wives' tale, and forgive me for saying that, that chicken soup actually does help you when you have a cold.
Yeah.
That is a fact. That's a fact. And of course, moms always knew that.
That's right. Mamas have always known.
Moms always knew that from way back when. In fact, I would venture to say that moms are pretty doggone smart when it came to a lot of things like that, even from way back, even before, from their moms.
Yeah.
You know?
They knew it before we could Google remedies. Well, and it is very interesting, you know, not everything, this just in, not everything you read on the internet is true.
What? What?
But you'll see, you know, articles or your whole news reports, and usually by the time it reaches the news, it's been vetted. But a lot of the stuff online, the articles will talk about the things that are being used in foods in the U.S. are banned in other countries.
Yes. Yeah.
And when you investigate further, not all of them that are in some of these, but a large majority are, and it's like, now wait a minute, why is it okay in the United States, but it's not okay in other countries? So it's very interesting, but it's challenging, you know, the days of where we all farmed our own food and went out in the backyard, and you knew what was in your the food that you were putting on your table. I mean, they're gone. I mean, I have to cheat every once in a while and get frozen vegetables, and you have to wonder, how are they preserved? Wait a minute.
More and more people are doing that too. The little home garden and that sort of thing is good. I got to throw out a disclaimer there. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a food expert. I'm a consumer, and I'm a concerned consumer. The old CC, you know.
Yeah.
But concerned consumer about this. So, and you're constantly reading things on the internet and in the news, and you're reading it in the paper, and you're hearing it on the radio, and you have to really stop and think, well, now what's causing this to happen?
Right.
Besides the fact that people have become so slow to get off the couch and do things.
Have you ever seen the Pixar movie called WALL-E? W-A-L-L-E.
I know the movie. I haven't seen it. Yeah, the little robot.
This is very random. Jeremiah and I watched it before we even had kids. Mm-hmm. It's a Pixar animated movie, and our kids love it. But as adults, we've gotten a lot out of it. If you've not watched it and you're looking for a movie to watch it. It's called WALL-E. It's just very interesting. What happens? They didn't, in the story, they didn't take care of the planet, and they were forced to leave, and the society, everything was automated and robotic. They didn't walk anywhere, they didn't do anything, so they became severely obese and unhealthy, and it could have killed and ended the earth. And I know that sounds melodramatic, but the way they do the story, it's very beautiful, it's very insightful, it makes you think.
It's entertaining.
Yes.
Now, I got to say that I'm not a tree hugger.
Right.
By any means. But we have to be good stewards of the planet.
Sure.
I mean, common sense prevails. You know, if you need to cut a tree down, cut that thing down. I'm all for it. Do it. I mean, you know, we don't have enough baseball bats or toothpicks. But that's beside the point. I'm not saying just go out and cut a tree down because it's there. I'm just saying you have to be good stewards of the planet on which we live. That is just common sense.
Right.
Don't be so wasteful. But I agree that, in fact, at the turn of the century, the 1900, I remember this well. In 1900, there was a concern about new automatic clothes washers. Electricity had just come into importance, and there was something new on the planet called clothes washers. So you put your clothes in, and automatically, magically, your clothes would be washed.
Yes.
And there was a concern that, you know what, this is going to make people lazy. They're not going to want to do anything. Of course, that didn't happen, thank goodness. But there was a major concern about that. And now, people, that's a concern still of many, many people, that the more automation we have, the less we have to physically do.
Sure.
It's a concern. And I've heard of science fiction programs where you see nothing but tiny bodies with great big heads, and everybody's a brain and all that, and you don't need your body anymore.
Right.
Well, of course, that's garbage. But it happens. So get out and run around the block.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay? Go to the Y. Head out to the family
That's
Y.
right.
We've gone long in this segment. Can we move on?
Sorry. Yes, we can.
That is my fault. I started it. My fault.
Your fault.
We'll be back. Our guest is JoAnne Williams, and JoAnne is with the Sugarfoot Shag Club, right?
That is correct.
I appreciate your coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I love, well, it's mostly associated with beach music, if you will.
That is correct.
Shag dancing and that sort of thing. Give me a little background on that. Do you have a history of Shag Club without getting too detailed?
I do. Actually, I've only been a member of the club for about 4+ years.
Okay.
However, Sugarfoot Shag Club has been chartered since about 1992.
Oh.
93 is when their official charter came through, so 22 years or so. They are around to preserve and promote the shag dance and the shagging music.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of their activities are centered around that for their members and non-members and guests.
Now, somebody may be from elsewhere in the country, and they have no idea what it is to shag. So tell me, how would you describe the shag, the dance itself?
Shagging is really like a 6 basic steps, and it's fairly easy. Once you learn those 6 basic steps, all the rest of the moves, if you will, are centered around those. And it is a kind of a mellow, type. Some people do, dance to faster shag music, and so you can speed it up. But I think it, for the person who just wants to enjoy dancing and relax, it's a good dance for that.
There are shag truists, I call them, or purists, if you will, who will only dance to certain rhythm or certain beats per minute, if you will.
That is true.
But the whole idea, as I understand it, is just simply to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Just enjoy it.
To have a good time.
Good dance and have a good time. That's right.
That is correct. And a lot of the that is centered around meeting a lot of friends and having a lot of fellowship with those friends.
And most often associated with beach music, not to be confused with West Coast beach music. This is East Coast beach music, which is actually kind of a takeoff or a latter-day R&B, if you will.
I think so.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. So shag dancing. So tell me about the club. How often do you meet?
We have monthly parties. We have a board of 12 members that actually meet once a month as well.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our membership meetings are to promote the shag dance, which is have a DJ, have a dance, have refreshments, and enjoy this being together as a club.
Okay. And where does this happen?
Currently, we are meeting at Lane Tree Center in Goldsboro, and that has been real successful. That's a change we made this past year. Right. But our members seem to enjoy that, and we have grown in membership.
Okay. So, and how many members approximately do you have?
Right now, we have 125 or so.
Is that right?
That is correct.
125 means that somebody doesn't get to dance. I guess because you dance in couples, right? I'm just joking around here. Don't. I'm just kidding. But you're meeting at Lane Tree, and what are the dues to belong to the Shag Club?
It's a $25 a year membership.
A year? Mm-hmm. $25. Okay, so just about anybody can afford that. Yeah.
I think so. We do have member fees to come in the door and guest fees to come in the door.
Okay.
That covers the cost of the parties and you know, the DJ
Right.
and the rental of our building.
Right, that's right. Some people have been a member of the Sugarfoot Shag Club since its very beginning. You're now the president, and so well, I don't know where to go from here, except you have an event coming up that's pretty important.
We do.
Tell me about this event that's coming up.
On November 21st, we will have a Mike Overman Shag Daddy charity event.
Shag Daddy.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Shag Daddy is what we call him. He was a member of our club for many years, and he was a very active member. He did a lot of support with his time, talents, and monetary donations to the club. And so we are doing this event to honor his life with the club and the things he did for Sugarfoot to promote our club. This will be a silent auction, a dance, a dinner. It will start at 7 and go to 11 at Lane Tree. And we are only selling 250 seats. Currently, we've already sold 200 plus of those seats, so there'll be limited ticketing at the door. Yeah. So if anyone hasn't got their ticket, we recommend them calling myself or some of the people who are listed on our website.
Is your phone number on your website?
It is.
All right, we've got that up there right now. It's sugarfootshagclub.org.
That is correct.
And your phone number's there, so if anyone wants information about the club or to get tickets, they can go to that website, sugarfootshagclub.org, and get it. And again, how much are tickets?
The tickets for this event are $15.
Couldn't you go any higher? Okay.
Well, our goal is
to. I know you want to make it.
Yeah, we want it affordable. We also want it where people can, you know, come in and have a good time. We're having a silent auction. We're hoping that people will be generous in that. We have many businesses in Wayne County and surrounding counties that have donated, as well as Sugarfoot members and members of Mike's family has donated to the items for the auction. So
wonderful. I know Mike Shag Daddy was not only instrumental in the club, but he was quite an outgoing personality in the entire community. Everybody knew Shag Daddy because he was always at the events. He put forth himself to help. He did a lot of charity work.
He did.
He was just a wonderful guy.
He did. He did a lot of charities, and so all the proceeds for this event will go toward charities that Mike participated in and or sponsored, as well as some other, as money provides from the event, will go to other charities that Sugarfoot has done.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Because Sugarfoot has contributed to many charities over the years, and they, like I said, have an annual charity event. And since you know, Shag Daddy was instrumental in the club, we chose to have the event going forward in honor and memory of him.
Now, if someone would be interested in learning to shag, do you give lessons, or do you work with people in?
We do. We actually have several instructors in our club. There is Shirley Weaver, who has been a long-time charter member of the club, and Larry Patterson.
Right.
They hold shag lessons every Thursday night at the Elks Lodge here in Goldsboro.
Okay.
And that starts at 6 for beginners and 7 for like the next step, advanced. We also have Janice and Melvin. They teach Shag Club lessons in Wilson, North Carolina. Janice and Melvin are also members of our club. So, you know, there are other opportunities to learn how to shag in Goldsboro. I think Top Hat Ballroom also teaches the shag. And
yeah, I know Bubba Williams.
And Joy.
And Joy.
And they're really good dancers too, in a lot of other areas, so you can learn a lot from them.
Yeah. So if anyone wanted to attend a meeting, just come to see what it's all about as a guest, could they do that?
Absolutely. Our schedule will be posted on our website. Usually it's like Friday or Saturday night, mainly Friday nights coming up this year. And it's around the 3rd or 4th weekend of the month usually. But you can certainly get the exact date, exact time on the website with our scheduled events. Okay,
again, that is sugarfootshagclub.org, and you can go on that site and get all kinds of information, including ticket information to the Shag Daddy event that's going to be held at Lane Tree on November 21st.
That is correct.
All right, November 21st. That's great.
Okay.
JoAnne, I appreciate you coming in and talking with us today. And
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming by. JoAnne Williams, the president of the Sugarfoot Shag Club here in Goldsboro. Thank you. talking with George Raesher here at the Shriners Fish Fry. This is a fish fry that was rescheduled from October 2nd to now.
That's right.
And I got to ask you how things are going. Are we up to par? Are we a little behind, a little ahead, or what? Do you have any idea?
We're doing real good right now. Our drive-through at Herman Park is really booming. And we might be a little bit short here in the eat-in.
Yeah.
But I think this will pick up. I think both parties today are going to suffer a little bit, but we're really selling a lot of fish right now.
That is fantastic. Now, we just kind of got underway. It's a little after 11 here, at about 11:30 or so, and so far things are going pretty well, so we hope that trend continues.
Yeah, I think it is. If you just wait a minute, I'll tell you about how many plates we went.
He's going to tell us how many plates. Well, that's all right. We don't really want to sit here and count them.
I know we've already prepared at least 1,000.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's pretty good.
Because there were 5 boxes of plates with 200, and there's no more boxes.
No more. So, okay. So that's good. That's a good trend.
Yeah. And my novel just called me and said that they're booming too.
Well, fantastic.
So we're having a good day, beautiful day.
That's great. Now, when this airs, the fish fry will be over, so you'll have to wait till about April or so, right?
And then re-show this in April.
And then we'll show this again in April.
Right. The Shriners Hospital appreciate everybody coming out and supporting our hospital. That's a never-ending task to do what we're doing.
Yes, indeed.
And we can't do it without the people. People in Wayne County are really supportive. We have businesses that have been picking up 10, 20, 30 plates of whack. We've got one company that bought 50.
Wow. So that's great. George, thank you so much. Good luck, everybody. Today we're talking with Sergeant Paige Learnard of Crimestoppers, Goldsboro Wayne Crimestoppers. How you doing?
Great.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And we're asking the public's help with Crime of the Week. We're out catching bad guys.
Right.
All right, what do we have?
Well, we need them to help us catch some bad guys, or one in particular. On October 26th, about 8:15 in the evening, we had a black male that we've been unable to identify so far go into the Kentucky Fried Chicken at 700 East Ash with a weapon and rob them. Obviously, after the robbery, he fled on foot. And so 8 o'clock is still early enough in the evening. There's a lot of foot traffic downtown area.
Yes, there is.
We're hoping that somebody saw this individual, maybe running, walking, maybe they've heard some talk about what's going on, but we're looking for the public's help.
Okay, and we had a couple of photographs there that showed the guy robbing the place. Was that a shotgun, did you say?
Yeah, it does look like one.
Yeah, it looks like one. We don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say 100% sure. Sometimes these videos and pictures are grainy, but it's definitely a long gun.
Okay, if we could put that picture up one more time there. Let's go back to that. There you go. And hard to tell.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. You know, we'd rather hear from from persons that may know something. If they know exactly what it was, you know, they might recognize these clothing. It's a gray hoodie, white shirt, blue jeans, white tennis shoes. Sometimes, like we've talked about so many times, people are familiar with, you know, people's stances and their clothing.
Yes.
And, you know, a mother can look at that picture and know that's their son or their brother, or and a lot of times that's what helps us in videos such as this.
All right. Well, we'll go back to the first shot right there. All right. So so what do we do now? We know that we call Crimestoppers, and the numbers are on the will be on the screen in just a moment there. But now we call Crimestoppers, and we do not give our name and address or any identifying remarks. What do we do?
Well, you know, like I always remind people, that phone's blocked, so I can't see their name, I can't see their number. We set up a code name or a code number, something that they can remember. They provide the information, and if it's their information that leads to the felony arrest, then I pay them a cash reward. I can't call them back and keep up with them, because that would mean I could identify them. So I have them kind of call me back randomly, check in what's the status of their information, and I can let them know if it's their tip that actually led to an arrest. And so it's a very, very simple process.
Very simple process, and the people who call in with this information are anonymous. They stay anonymous, and that's the way you want it.
That's exactly right.
All right. Sergeant Paige Learnard of Crimestoppers. You see at the bottom of the screen, the numbers are 735-2255, or text at 919-222-4230.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television, having birthdays today. What's today, the 12th? Ann Flood, who was on The Edge of Night years ago. She's 81 today. She was, the character was Nancy Carr. Ann Flood. She's done a ton of other stuff, including Broadway, but she's known for that. Wallace Shawn. Wallace Shawn. Now, let me tell you something. Here's a guy that you would know him if you saw him.
Okay.
He is in everything. He's a character actor, very talented. Wallace Shawn's his name. He was in Toy Story. As a voice, of course, because
great movie.
Toy Story. He was on. He's in The Good Wife.
Okay.
He's Charles Lester. Little guy, bald-headed, smiles a lot. Anyway, he's 72 today. Booker T. Jones, one of my favorite musicians. Booker T. and the MGs is Booker T. is 71 today. What a talent! And it doesn't have anything to do with anything, but the MG was an automobile. And the MG stood for Morris Garage. It was from Great Britain.
Oh.
Just thought that's just a bit of trivia. Anyway, Max Grojanchik. Max Grojanchik is one of the guys in heavy makeup on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And I don't know how to describe him because it was such a big, heavy makeup. He looked like he was from another planet, so he looked a little weird. He played the character Rom. Rom is 63 today. Megan Mullally is Karen on Will and Grace. She was Tammy on Parks and Recreation.
Funny.
She is a funny lady. She is Megan Mullally. She's 57 today. Vincent Irizarry. Something like that. Anyway, he was on Guiding Light, One Life to Live, Young and the Restless, and he was on All My Children as David Harward.
Okay.
David Harward, still there. Cote de Pablo. She was born in Chile, but you know her better as Ziva David on NCIS.
Very nice.
Ziva David. She was an Israeli.
Pretty name.
Yes. Ziva's 36 today. So there you go. Birthdays. Happy, and all that stuff. What's the day? The 12th? I did that. Chicken Soup for the Soul Day. The National Guard Armory here in Goldsboro is being renovated. The facility on Highway 117 South Bypass, right across from Waynesboro Park, is being renovated, and the ceremony will be held on 5th September, at 10 o'clock that morning for a couple of hours.
December.
What did I say?
September.
I'm sorry.
December.
December. With a capital D at 10 o'clock that morning on Highway 117 South. Everybody's invited to attend. Compliments of Lieutenant Colonel Keith Rapp. Thank you very much there, Lieutenant Colonel. All right.
Great.
What you got? Anything?
I don't have anything.
All right. Well, we're going to go because I went long in the first segment. So we're going to go, but we will be back tomorrow being Friday. And I hope you're able to join us tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock or at noon or at 5:30 p.m. here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. So until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.